Hi, my name is Dr. Michelle Ehrig, Dr. Shell, Dr. Test Prep. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm thrilled. I have 2 videos left. Hello. You must be thrilled too if you're going through the program. If you do not have the free book, I have written a comprehensive 220-page program. I am a teacher and it's free. The link is in the chat. And basically, I focus on building your skills. We start like we really don't remember anything from high school and we build up. There is a paid version that's $49. You can learn more about that at the end of this video. Here we're going to be doing area, perimeter, and volume. Technically, we're starting with perimeter first. So we're basically doing one dimension, measuring around the outside of a shape, the area measuring the floor, the volume measuring space. So again, it's one of our longer videos, but stick with me. This one, I don't want you to fast forward because in the later parts, I'm going to assume you understood the earlier parts. So stick with me the whole time. So when it comes to perimeter, as I was kind of demonstrating before, that's the outside of the shape. So we find perimeter always by adding all the sides, period. For volume and area, we do multiplication, but in perimeter, I like to stick with add all the sides. So we've got a rectangular field, rectangle, that has a length of 18 and a width of 7. Now, some people will tell you add those two up, multiply by 2, but I feel like on test day, you might have a lot going on in your head, so it might just be easier to add going down. 18 plus 7 gives us 5, carry the 1, 25, plus 18 again gives us 43, plus 7 gives us 50. Done. All right, here it's a multi-step. So it says a square has the same perimeter as a rectangle. What's the side of the square? Well, first, my rectangle has sides of 10 and 6. So I'm going to just add across. 10 plus 6 gives me 16. Plus 10 gives me 26. And I like having my students put checks because that way they know they added that number. Plus 6 gives me 32. So this entire perimeter around is like 32 feet. Well, if you have a square and pretend that's a square, the perimeter is also 32, we know that all the sides of the square are the same. So all we have to do is take our 32 and divide it by the 4 sides in a square. And then we get the side length of 8. Here, a triangle has sides of 5, 7, and 9. What's the perimeter? All we do is we add all the sides. 5 plus 9 gives us 14, plus 7 more gives us 21. A rectangle has a perimeter of 40. Whoops. The rectangle has the perimeter of 40. The length is 12. What's the width? So there's a lot of ways you can do this with mental math. 40 and subtract 12 twice, divide by 2. I like you guys to write it out because a lot of times when people take any test, especially the AFQT and the ASVAB, it's a stressful time. You want to do well. So sometimes writing it out, especially math, you get that extra couple of seconds per question. I think it's worth it personally. You're less likely to make mistakes when you write out your work. 10 minus, we've got to borrow. 10 minus 4 is 6. 3 minus 2 is 1. So the missing side lengths are 8. A figure has 3 equal sides of 6 centimeters each and one side of 10. What's the perimeter? So I don't know how that's even a possible shape, but whatever. 3 6s and a 10. That's kind of funny. 6 plus 6 gives us 12. Plus 6 again gives us 18. Plus 10 gives us 28. I mean, I guess the angles, it would be possible some way. I'm not going to try to do it. A square garden has a perimeter of 36 feet. Okay, well, it's a square. We're just doing perimeter. So all the sides are the same. So 4 sides of the exact same. 36 divided by 4 gives us a side length of 9. Okay, now we're getting into area. So you are going to need to know common area formulas. Rectangles are length times width Triangles are half of that. And it kind of makes sense because anytime you have a rectangle, if you divide it in half, you have two triangles that are the same. So that's kind of where that comes from. A rectangular field is twice as long as it is wide. So we're going to do 2 times whatever the width is here, and here's our width, and it tells us our width is 6. So if this is 2 times as wide, well, if this is 6, 2 times 6 tells me that this side is 12. And since we're doing area, that means multiply. So we've got 12 times 6, 72 is our area. A triangle has a base that is 4 units longer than its height. So here's my height, and the base is 4 units longer. If the height is 6, what is the area? Well, if this height is 6, that means this value here has to be 10. So now I can do 1/2 base times height. So I've got half of 6 times 10. 6 times 10 is 60. So half of 60 equals 30. Me personally, I like to save the half for the end. A square has the same area as the dimensions of a rectangle. The rectangle's dimensions are 8 by 18. So first we have to multiply 18 times 8, even though I wrote down 6. So we've got 64. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 6 is 144. So we know that this area equals 144. And if I were to draw a perfect square, the area would be 144. So x times x is x squared. The area has to be 144. Take the square root of each side and I get 12. A rectangle has a length of 5x and a width of x. Find the area if the area is 80. What is x? So I've got 5x times x equals 80. Now we did this in our polynomials lesson. X times x is x squared. So we've got 5x squared equals 80. We're going to divide both sides by 5. X squared equals 5 goes into 8 one time with 3 left. 5 goes into 36 times. And now we can take the square root of each side and get a value of 4. And I had to do that because we're trying to get the value of x. A triangle has an area of 54. The base is 9. What is the height? So I've got 1/2 times base times the height equals 54. Well, I'm going to multiply everything by 2 to get rid of this 1/2. Let me change colors. So because all these are multiplied together, I don't have to multiply each one of these numbers by 2. I just multiply the whole thing. But whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Now I can just simply divide both sides by 9. 9 goes into 10 one time with 1 left over. 9 goes into 18 2 times. Or if you've been multiplying, you're doing your multiplication facts, you know that. A square and a rectangle have the same area. The dimensions of the rectangle is this. What's the perimeter of the square? So we know that we have 25 and 4 tells me that the area of a rectangle is 100. Because I have a square, I just have to do x squared and work backwards to find out that each side is 10. But it doesn't want that. It wants to know what's the perimeter if each side is 10. And when I add that up, I get that the perimeter equals 40. All right, here we go. Now we're doing volume of rectangular solids. Okay, so it's basically length times width times height and work backwards. So here we've got a storage box. Okay, I'm not going to try to sketch perfectly because we would be here forever. So 8 times 5 times 3. What's the volume? 8 times 5 is 40. 40 times 3 is 120. Here we're working backwards. We have to take the cube root. Now, if you're like, I don't know how to do cube root, then don't. use your answer choices to help you. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. That's the right answer. Versus 6 times 6 is 36. Multiply that by 6 and you get 196. We're trying to get 125. So if you don't know your cube roots, who cares? Use the answer choices to help you out. Here it says that our rectangular prism has 4, 6, and an unknown height, and it has to equal 192. Well, 4 times 6 is 24x equals 192. So you have a couple of options. We can just multiply 24 times 6 and get 144. That's not 192. We can multiply 24 times 8 and get 192. So that's our right answer. And that might be easier if you don't know how to divide 24 to 192, but divided by 24. All right, a box has dimensions 10, 4, and 3. If the height is doubled, what happens? Well, let's first figure out 10 times 4 gives us 40, times 3 gives us 120. So this is the original height. Now it wants, all right, now we're doubling it. So what's the new volume? So we're just going to pick one number and double it. So now I'm doing 10 times 4. Those stay the same. I'm doubling this. 3 times 2 is 6. So what happened? My new volume is 240. A rectangular has a tank, has a base unit of 24. So this one I will kind of do a horrible job of drawing. So this entire length times width is 24. This height is 5. So you think you're missing stuff, but you're not. They already combined the 24 for you. So it could be 1 times 24. It could be 2 times 12. It could be 3 times 8. It could be 4 times 6. It could be anything. But just know the bottom is 24. So we got the bottom base times the height. 24 times 5 is 120. A rectangular prism has a volume of 90. The length is 5. The width is 3. What's the height? So we've got 5 times 3 times x equals 90. 15x equals 90. Divide both sides by 15. X equals, I think it's 6, but now all of a sudden I'm doubting myself. It is 6. All right, now these were not fun to make. I'll tell you that much. But let's go ahead and do it. For composite figures, you have to figure out where's the hidden line. That's just the basic way of saying it. So if I draw a line right here, I know that this box is 12 times 4, which is 48. Here, I'm not going to do 8 times 4 because I already have this box here. I'm going to say, okay, if this is 4, that means this is 4, which means I have 4 left for over here because this whole thing is 8. I've already done this part, so that means I have 4 left. So this box is 4 times 4, which is 16. And when we add them up, we get an area of 64. Okay, same thing here. I'm just going to draw this baby across. This box right here is 9 times 6, which is 54. This box right here is 18 times 4. There's no overlap in this picture, so I just have to figure out what's 18 times 4, 72, and then add it up. 126. All right, now we're doing volume. I haven't taught you the formula for pyramid, but the formula for pyramid is 1/3 big base times the height. So we've got a bunch of stuff going on here. This bottom volume, we see that this whole thing is 5 and this is 4. So this bottom volume has a volume of 1. So the bottom box, has a height of 1. So the bottom whole box is 6 times 5 times this little 1, which gives us 30. This next box has got 4 by 6. Oh, can we not do this problem? I'm going to call this 2. here. I'll fix it on yours, so it'll be there. So that means this is 3. So that means this box has dimensions of 4 times 6 times 3, because we did 5 minus the 2 I just told you about to get 3. So 4 times 6 times 3. 4 times 6 is 24. Times 3 is 72. Now we have to do our top box. So we've got this measurement is 3. This measurement is 6. That's going to give us our big base. Then we have the height, and then we have 1/3. So I've got 1/3 times 6 times 3. That's my big base, times this height right here, which is 6. So I've got 1/3, 6 times 3 is 18, times 6. And this is one, because it's a third, it's harder to do thirds of bigger numbers. I can just say, well, I know 1/3 of 6 is 2. So then I can do 18 times 2, get 36, and then add all of these up. This is definitely a harder question. So if this is holding you up, go on with your life. All right, next question. This one says a depth of 3. I was having a hard time trying to make this look 3-dimensional. So we're going to find all our measurements and then go from there. This is another one that you're missing a value. So let's call this value 5. Okay, but it'll be in your book. So here I've got, if this is 5 and this whole thing is 14, if I go like this, I know, let's erase this other bar. I know that this box is 5 times 4, which is 20. And also, because I'm doing volume, it has a depth of 3. So the volume of that whole box is 60. Over here, this whole thing is 14. I've already done 5. So that means I have 9 left here. And so when I add, I have this 5 and this 4 also go over. So I have 9 here. So this box is 9 times 9, which is 81, times that 3 for the depth. So then I just add up the volumes of both and get a volume of 303. And like I said, on yours, you'll have those two, that number there. All right, here we're taking away. So basically what we're trying to say is this doesn't exist. Okay, I don't know why I have that floating number here. This won't be there when you see it on yours. Okay, so here my whole box is 10, and probably the better way to say it is we want to know the area of this box right here. Okay, so here we've got 10 times 16 tells me the big box is 160. My little box is 4 times 4, which is 16. So if I'm subtracting this box out, 160 minus 16, gotta borrow, gives me 144. So the area of this horribly shaded region is 144. All right, let's see if we can, this one we can do. All right, the measures here are 2, 3, and 2. So we're just going to multiply those together. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Down here, we've got 4 times 3 is 12. Times 3 is 36. And then we add those up. All right. Yay! That's the end of our volume. 1 unit left. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you. The full course with another 700 questions and video answers is available at heydrtestprep.com for only $49 to get ready for the AFQT. Half of all proceeds support nonprofit initiatives with at least $10 of your purchase supporting troops and veterans. All right. Bye, guys. We got this.